Hey guys, welcome back. So I'm Ash if you're new, and if you're returning, welcome back. You guys, today we're going to be talking about self-sabotage, my journey with self-sabotage, things that I'm learning, how I'm going to get over this, and if you guys have any input, you can definitely leave it down below. So let's get into this video. It's just a chit chat. Get ready with me. Okay y'all, so we're going to jump right in. I'm already doing my brows, so hopefully the lighting is okay. Right now I'm just going to outline them. So let's jump right into the topic, which is self-sabotage, my journey with self-sabotage, and just some realizations that I've found recently. I got my notes, girl. So I've been putting this video off for so long. Y'all don't even know. Like, it's just one of those things where I didn't want to rush through it. I didn't want to do it when I'm not feeling good, and I really just wanted to give it my all. The reason that I'm even making this video is because I really want to go into the new year with a changed heart, a new mindset, and just really count on myself and hold myself accountable. I really want to stop breadcrumbing myself. I want to stop putting limitations on myself. Even if something is like so unrealistic. Well, nothing is really unrealistic. Like, I think social media in the past couple of years has really shown us that nothing is unrealistic. But just to start at the beginning, I really have been dealing with self-sabotage since I was a kid, I think. And I'm not 100% sure where it came from. That's something that I probably need to delve into with a counselor. And that's probably the next thing that I kind of want to get into is my issues, my self-esteem issues, and my self-sabotaging ways, which I'm trying to work through it myself, but it's really difficult. So as far as breadcrumbing myself, like, I'll get something good, or I'll accomplish something, or I'll just put these little limitations on what I can have, even though people around me might be exceeding what I'm doing or whatever. I always seem to hold myself back. Like, I always used to let fear kind of dictate my decisions, my accomplishments, and I guess it's one of those things where it's like, if I try and then I fail or whatever, then it's gonna hurt a lot worse than if I kind of just give it half effort or whatever. That's the only way I could really describe it. I hope y'all can follow what I'm saying. As a self-sabotager, I just feel like you constantly have to work to remain ambitious, to remain a good friend, a great friend, to be a loving partner, to be all the things, because you're not only battling the world, but you're also battling yourself, your inner thoughts, your limitations. I know people can put limitations on us if we allow it, you know, and it really comes down to, like, y'all know I like to let my foundation sit for a little bit, but it really kind of comes down to, like, at some point I think there was an abuse of power in my life. And that probably happened over and over to where it changed my mindset about myself. Or I've had times when people have literally tried to shrink me. And then I think I just started to shrink myself. And it's really, really sad. And it's something that you definitely don't expect to be happening well into your 30s. But it does for some people. I see people that literally just go for it. They're fearless, and that's something that I think God has been preparing me for, especially based on the things that I've manifested or that I've set out as goals. You really have to be accountable. Like, nobody is out here holding your hand. Nobody's out here telling you, oh, good job. Like, yes, supporters definitely make it a lot easier, but when you have all of these thoughts in your head and all of these doubts, right? Self-doubts and things like that. It's a really hard cycle to break. And then you also have like mental health issues and like You may be going through it with family, friends, whatever the case might be, whatever that might look like in your life. But, you know, I have been doing this for long enough, and I'm just tired of it, honestly. I'm just tired. I'm tired of, because what happens is the way you treat yourself is how other people are going to treat you. So what happens is, if people notice like you have a ton of potential, right? You may have heard someone say to you, you have so much untapped into potential. You know, I could see you doing so many great things, but something makes people, even though they may say that to you, the way you treat yourself, the way you think about yourself, a lot of times humans will treat you that exact same way. So it's like, well, I thought this person said I had so much potential or whatever, then why are they treating me this way or that way? And it's really about how you treat yourself, because if they see that you allow this and that in your life, and you know, you don't really go for the big stuff, you kind of go for the little stuff, why would they treat you any differently? So it really is a means of survival. Like, self-sabotage has no space in my life anymore. Like I said, it's really difficult when you have like depression, PTSD, and all of those things. Not to say that those things are an excuse or a crutch, but it's like, if you have those things, you know the emotional toll, how taxing and laboring it can be, you know what I'm saying, to even get out of bed sometimes. So with the whole self-sabotage piece, like, how I've kind of, I think people would really benefit from putting like little reminders. I think that's why people kind of do the affirmations. I kind of thought affirmations were just for confidence building, but I guess they all kind of go hand in hand. And that's something I want to do, because sometimes it's so hard to turn my brain off. Like, I can't even explain to you, like, sometimes when something happens, a scenario happens, a disagreement. See, I don't handle disagreements well. That's one thing about me, because it comes from my childhood. I'm gonna just leave it at that. It comes from my childhood. I've never been good with disagreements. Once I have a disagreement, it's really hard to I don't know. It's just hard for me to come back from it. It takes a while. It takes for me to sit and think and all these different things. It just takes a while, and it might be a trust thing there. I'm not really sure, but to kind of combat the self-sabotage, I think it's really important to tap into self-love, because you have to really get into and remind yourself that I am loved, people love me, I'm important. And it may sound silly. I do affirmations with my daughter on our on our car ride to school. But those affirmations, I think I told y'all this before, those affirmations really help me, because sometimes you just don't have time to stop and say, wow, you're really awesome, you know, to yourself. Like, we'll seek other people's validation, but this is really an inside job. And that's what I've really been teaching myself. I haven't read anything. I haven't taken a deep dive, but all I know is how I've been feeling for the past 35 years and how I don't want to feel anymore. And a lot of the issues that I was having with my relationship, with just relationships, period, I realized that Ashley was at the core of some of these issues. And it's like, yes, I know if this person treats me this way, I don't like it. But at the end of the day, we also have to stop and take accountability and say, okay, because sometimes things are one-sided. Sometimes things really are one-sided. But even if things are one-sided, it always comes down to, okay, why didn't you leave this situation? And I'm not talking about abuse. Okay, I'm not talking about abuse. I'm just talking about just being mistreated in general. or, you know, somebody kind of just playing with you, breadcrumbing you, whatever the case might be. Why didn't you have higher standards for yourself? You know, those are the conversations that are really difficult and uncomfortable to have, because when you're in the moment, you just want to point the finger. Like, oh, I can't believe this person was playing with me like this. But at the end of the day, you allowed this person to play with you, sis. Now, why is that? And what are you going to do to change it? You know what I mean? So that's where I'm at. The work has to be done. Because you know what? I do have enormous potential. And it's like I'm at the point where I'm realizing you are really sleeping on yourself, because, you know, 35 is not old, but at the same time, there's certain things that I thought I would have accomplished. And you know what? There are things that I have accomplished in the past that I've fumbled from self-sabotage, from just not really believing that I really deserved it. Even though I put in the work, even though it just didn't feel real. And I don't know if any of you can relate to that. But what I want from you guys is to let me know in the comments, what have you done to combat self-sabotage, self-doubt? Or if you've never really dealt with that, why do you think you've never had that issue? Like, what? I can't really say what kind of upbringing, but I think sometimes it's difficult when you're a creative, for instance, in a world full of businessmen, let's just say. And like back in the day, I've always been a creative. I've always been into things that my peers weren't necessarily into, or the adults in my life didn't really understand. It always kind of seemed like I was just kind of out to lunch, but I just had different interests. And I think I started people pleasing. I know I did. And I just started just being like, oh, okay, well, this isn't going to make me any money. This isn't going to make a living, because that's what people would act like. But look at us now. We're literally in the world of digital everything, and it's amazing. And it's like, I feel like at times I'm really playing catch up at life. And I'm just like, I don't want to do it anymore. And it's so hard to live that way when you have a kid. It's like, that's a whole separate video, is the whole single mom thing. But it's like, it's not just me that I have to think about. The things that I do have to work, because I have a little one. And I want her to be proud, and I want her to know that you can be successful at things that are not conventionally the norm or whatever. Like, it really comes down to not giving a... I gotta take this sweater off because I'm burning up. Alright, y'all, so I'm doing my eyeshadow. All I'm using for my eyeshadow is... why am I about to tell y'all this? Oh my god. This Essential Bronze palette from BH and this Makeup by Mario palette. And I'm just doing like really matte. But let me tell y'all something on a really deep level when it comes to this whole spirituality thing. Because y'all know. What started happening to me is the more I kept sitting back and playing with the talents that God gave me, the opportunities that God gave me, all of that stuff, right? The more I kept... Where's my brush before I get mad? What? The more I was playing with my potential, God was showing me more and more and more. He kept putting stuff right in my face, like to the point where I swear to you, God, okay, the more and more I kept playing with my potential and not taking opportunities and like seizing the moment and doing what I needed to do, God was putting literal influencers, this sounds so crazy, but he would put people that had my same aesthetic, my same vibe in the forefront, pushing them in my face, and they would do exceedingly well, and I would be sitting there like, oh my God, like that was supposed to be me. Not in like a negative way, but like a, oh wow, like you should have took that opportunity. You should have, you know what I'm saying? He's giving you every single thing that you asked for, you get. So why are you not really seizing this thing like you're supposed to? And the last thing that I want to do is lose the opportunity. So that's when I was like, oh my God, I gotta make a change. I really gotta make a change and stop playing, because to have to start over, like I've started over so many times with YouTube, social media, whatever, so many times, so many times. And at the same time, you really don't know what you're doing when you're doing this. Like some people know, you know, a formula that worked, and some people came in at the right time and they'll tell you that, like, oh, I started doing it at the right time. But you see, I didn't take that and do it. You know what I'm saying? I made excuses, and I just refuse to believe that it's too late for me. So yeah, this whole conversation was really about like, don't play with your potential. If God gives you an opportunity, take it, and don't allow self-sabotage to have a role in your life. And if you know that you're one of those people that self-sabotage has literally been ruling you, and you're tired of feeling the way you feel about it, this is your sign to just like stop and make a change, because it's honestly no fun. It's no fun to sit back and feel that you have wasted potential. Like, it's not fun at all. It actually makes you stick out more like a fucking sore thumb, because it's like everybody around you can see what you can't see, and it's a really weird feeling. But once you're aware of it, it's like and then sticking with something and not turning back is like so hard. But I think I've matured to the point where it's like, I don't care, like I'm gonna do it, because I've been doing it. I'm just not doing it to my max potential. And what I mean by that is having ideas and not following through on them, or having ideas for videos and stuff. Oh, I was gonna do an eyeliner, but I'm not. And talking yourself out of it. Like, that's the type of stuff that really goes on. Like, oh, nobody's gonna care about this video, and then literally a week later you see the video that you were thinking about manifest into the freaking universe from somebody else. I'm telling you, that's how this shit works. And then this person gets 200,000 views, and you're just sitting back like, oh, I guess I should have did that video. Or maybe it's not even that. Maybe it's just like getting in the algorithm. You know, you have to post a lot, and it's like your self-doubt is having you sit there and be in your head so much to the point where, or you know what else it could be? It could be you sabotaging relationships, thinking you're not, because you had such a bad past with relationships. Like, your mind is telling you that you're not, nobody's gonna be good enough for you, or you're not good enough for anything. Okay, you guys, this is the finished look, and this is my lip gloss, but I also have on the Fenty lip gloss as well. But the lip gloss from me is this shade right here, and it's just a very light peachy nude, and it is in the shade Caramel Cream. I'll be having to remember 9 different shades, okay? But yes, you guys, that's the video. Comment down below if you feel comfortable, and you know, if you had any struggles with self-sabotage or how you got over it. Are there any good books to read? Let me know down in the comments. Make sure you are subscribe, make sure you have your notifications turned on, and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.